Celestia, or closest center of Celestia near Village Pavilion. PST, bottom left section, Trifid Junction, in the same place that they just was when they first started here. And the Tarka F1, definitely going to be interesting to see as we go back towards DRG's Fang. Chazang ends up getting caught with the parry, ends up getting juggled, trying to see if maybe he can get caught with it. Not enough, though, but he does get sent back further enough where Fang has a chance to escape here. And it looks like this is the chance here. Listen, there's one person that knows how to get away. It is Fang. And look what happens. He's gone.
Avoids it. He said, "You want those smoke?" Because Fang was rushing towards the Firefly over to that tower, and I was like, "Are you really gonna want to watch that down, dog?" But Frostivus catches Exen, uppercuts confirmed. Third party with that parry. Obviously, Jui Shi came out here to play for that parry. Immediately gets the R&B for the blue focus, and he's looking at Frostivus like, "You don't have enough. You don't have an ultimate cast here just yet." And catches those double R&Bs. Joishi gets his first elimination. Roishishi gets parried as Arano goes ahead and confirms it with the pulse sword. First elimination for Arano here, but Shuishi is not going to have to really decide upon where he wants to spawn. Like you said, like players are over to the Dryfit Junction. We saw Pace over by Windmill Gorge going towards the Zest Winery. And as Artisan's Grove is going to be where Jux is, Arano is arriving to the scene, just trying to create a little bit of shimmy action and just trying to rush him down towards this area. Arano actually almost having ultimate ready to go here. So as a defensive measure against Jux, if things get a little bit too dangerous for him to kind of handle, he just takes mitigation off of the Black Tortoise blocks in case of any melee strikes or from Furin. And as I say that, Pace goes ahead and try to lock down Jux, who I think used F3 there with an ultimate coming out from Pace. He gets caught out in the most extreme of measures, almost getting locked into place for that R&B spear, but it wasn't hit. Jux gets caught into the pounce. And as Jux looks for scare rushes or opportunities of avoiding, every single player around the vicinity knows that he's going to be the low one. And as it comes out, Jux gets caught out. And R&B from the pulse sword swing as Arana tries to go ahead and secure this. We're going to see Jux actually push his Furin into the opposite direction away towards Pace. And Pace is keeping this transgressions against Jux, as Jux is finding every single common armor swap known to mankind next to this tower. And this focus right now is not looking too good. And as he gets caught out here for Zhang, he'll find the elimination pickup as the knockback comes out from his opponent, Arana.
Absolutely well made in terms of that timing, though. Could have been any better as PST looks like he's going to take that opportunity here, really to try to see if he can push towards Arano here. It looks like PST wants to try to see if he can capture this OLs. Ooh, nice blue strikes, trying to see if maybe they can close in this gap here, but it looks like the pistol shots coming in from PST, from behind PST actually. It's going to cause PST to actually go through for the escape here. Doesn't really want to go through that fight knowing that there is somebody that's going to be right behind him here. It looks like one of the team members decides he wants that energy and he wants the smoke. PST does have the heals and the shield enough to really fight this out as he goes through with the scale rush here. And it looks like he might be able to catch him in this corner, but he decides to back out. Nice little zigzag, though, off that. And then he ends up actually catching him off the entrance, though, of that building. Arano is going to catch him on the right side there. Oh, ends up actually hitting him towards it, but it's not going to be enough here as we end up going towards another fight here. It looks like it's going to be a whole four-way as Junshi ends up going through with the freeze, though. Doesn't want to get caught up. Nice bow shot trying to see if they can connect, but unfortunately misses out on it. Kame taking his time, though. Obviously looking forward to the rest of this fight here as he's just taking his time little by little. Doesn't necessarily want to force anything if he doesn't have to. As Junshi dangerously low. Oh, and he ends up becoming and arriving a little too late there as T225 is going to capture a clean elimination on the Junshi. Kame wants to see if maybe he can finish this fight off. It looks like he might be able to, and he does. At least be able to get a little bit of some payback here. Beautiful parry on a GG Shaw. Goes for the freeze and gets a double.
Akame, he's clean with it. To say the least, T225 was not anticipating, I guess, the buttery rocks, but put him in a position where he's going to be locked down by Akame. But not only that, that parry, that anticipation, nothing to say the Shio there. Akame finds 2 eliminations back to back right there for himself. So that's going to be a 2 for Jux spawning out into the Jade Pond as Paste. Also in soul form is rushing down to this area as well. And as it comes out, we know TE Jux, he is near into the gatekeeper spot, no longer is as like Akame picks up the 2 eliminations. Now he is going to be the one that's rising above the bottom of the 6 to try to lock out JJH's XXY. Now, Exen finds Arano in a spot where, you know, maybe he could take advantage of just ringing around this building in Zest Winery, but he looks towards the scale rushes. He's got his dagger handy. He's going to be keeping it nice and mobile. And as Exen looks towards and just building up rage passively, then he could try to take a chance of turning this around after the Shio ultimate is run through its course. For the V2 ultimate, Arano just needs to anticipate one hit to come out or just force Exen to kind of back off, but it's not going to happen. Exen's not going to allow that. He's just like, nah, man, I'll see you next time. Nah, I'm going to do my own thing. And as Exen try to backs off around that point, he kind of makes it so that Arano just, is going to be in a frenzy of just trying to escape him when Exon is still going to be behind his back. And this is the type of play that gives Exon that advantage where he can be aggressive because he's allowed to be playing. If he's allowed to play Tessa this round, he can just go ahead and force that ultimate to be, the demise of the enemy by baiting him out. Maybe they're holding blue focus. He catches him in neutral, and then that's going to be the case scenario for him to just eliminate his targets.
It takes his time with that elimination, though, but he can't take too much time knowing that a lot of these players really do have that advantage here, and they're going to have that opportunity here. But look at Akame and Jux. They're both so close. 27.7 and it's 27.2. So close here. Gigi Shaw is going to be able to eliminate Junshi from out of the lobby, calls it quits and says, GG's, buddy. And he's going to wait it out for that one, though. It looks like he's going to have a Soul Bloom Essence ready. So it looks like he's going to try to see if he can go towards the realm of Yang for his advantage here. Meanwhile, PST trying to see if he can get any more scraps for the rest of this game, see if he can get anything better than the weapons that he already has. Thing is, though, the environment's going to get pushed outwards towards it. Roy Shishi outside, just ready for his chance to get inside of the realm of Yang here. First fight's about to be happening very, very soon. Akame on that inside as we see the circle start to come through here, so we know exactly where that circle's going to end up. Circle started coming in, and obviously same thing with the realm of Yang here as it's about to be time. Everybody's damn patient here for it, trying to see who's going to get into it. It looks like it's going to be PST versus Akame, KLA versus TE, and it looks like DRG versus Alliance. Looks like it's going to be Fang versus Frostivus and one of the other ones, so we're definitely going to probably see a replay from that later on. But ladies and gentlemen, they're going to go airborne. Trying to see if any of those strikes are going to hit first. Is it going to be the musket or is it going to be the bow? Looks like none of them are going to be able to connect. At least end up landing back down here. Ooh, nice strikes. Beautiful parry to be able to connect it. Nice Reza going to be able to connect to it, but it's not going to be enough, though, because he doesn't hit the ghost. Nice slam coming through as the Akos trying to see if he can capture enough confidence. Oh, another parry back to back here. Almost catches him with the juggle, and it doesn't get him with the swipes. Yes, he does. Zarano is going to be able to get the elimination onto Fang. Now we go back onto the other side of the realm of Yang here. It looks like T225 and Jux is still going at it. This is where it starts to really become a stretch here. Takeda trying to see if he can hold strong here. And it looks like he's just absolutely getting juggled here. Nice bits from the sweep coming through. Has to be careful. Has to sweep up under. Get all that hair, the dust out of there. Just trying to make sure that your shoes is clean, Ponda. As Jux is just trying to hold on little by little here. Nice hits from the ghost. Not going to be enough as T225 is going to clean, clear, and finish it up.
Yeah, T225 was holding out for that last Furin blast that was coming out from Jux. Jux was actually just staying on the ground because he wanted to make sure and confirming the Furin was to be a bait out tool. Akame, though, chases Gigi shot into the zone, and as it comes out, Akame has 2 dashes left. He did not confirm that grapple, which is unfortunate because he loses his time, and then Gigi Shaw finds his old Soul Bloom prior from eliminating Jueshi from early on, who is out of the lobby today. So Akame finds another Soul Bloom. This is the one that he got after that double kill. So Akame was actually behind his target. He was rushing back towards his Soul Bloom, his insurance policy for the Romiang. And now as he decides to rotate around the entire diameter of Sunwings to just lose track of his target, he is in escalation with the weakness to the heal bar, so he cannot heal as much as he's kind of like not going to get. He's not going to get anything out of that. And then with pace, I think C225 ultimate cast comes out here, and both of these guys are now going to be on the offensive push. There's going to be the second block. The third block is still available for Pace to burn off of T225. But T225 finds his opportunity for the swipes. Bow shot's not confirmed. There is the last block for T225. Pace uses his V2 to try to push him back. And then there's a chance right there for a kill steal from the third party coming in. Will it happen? Pace dies almost until catching the kill until just Shang uses his F2 to reinitiate into that fight as that third party and successfully picking up his second elimination so far, Dobby.
What a good timing, though, for that, though, as well. I mean, obviously able to risk it all for the biscuit as well. And same with Akame, who's just absolutely chilling inside of the bush here. Doesn't necessarily have to do too much. Look at the difference, though. 27.7 and 27.2s. Both of them are in contention. JJH is on the chopping block with that 29 points. Somebody is not making it. And it looks like JJH might not. As Akame and PST slowly putting this together, 2 eliminations, all they have to do realistically now is just stay alive unless they both attempt to grief each other. That's it. Agreed. That's all it is for the final 2, except for technically Jux, because Jux, now that he has one more shot He's one more shot with the resurrection, obviously, as he gets eliminated with the Vermilion's Bird Might, but he'll be back with all of his loot. He still has a shot here. So now really the focus is going to be on those 3 players right here. Akame, PST, and Jux. J-Team 521 and TE. Their opportunity for them to be able to clutch this up as Roy Shishi is slowly slipping away. His opportunity here, as he doesn't have any eliminations. The same with Jux. But mind you, Jux, all he needs is technically 2. And for the placement. So none of them really have to force any fights if they don't have to. Unless they focus on griefing, which that could also be the ender as well, too, because you don't want to risk griefing somebody. You end up getting griefed yourself.
Yeah. Third parties coming out. You know, you're like, oh, yeah, the target power selection. And there it is. Jux gets caught out with the F2. Shield combo rush is going to be doing that damage, and he's going to reset. And it sucks, too, because Jux also has... he has a Roman Yang depletion. I'm like, this man's burning time. 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's 80 seconds on the clock. Now Frostbus gets caught out here with the crouch cancel to the F3, which is really strong here for them to actually initiate. But a bow shot, musket shots, everything shot into the face, while Jux finds the avoiding tactic of just iframing through the Tesla ultimate. And as he catches through and Frostbus is getting chased now, GG Shaw looks to try to confirm this kill. The Soulbloom is there. GG Shaw, can you not grief out Jux's Soulbloom? And he will, and a pistol shot, and Jux knew. And at that point, Arano was there for the taking, ripe for the picking with the pistol shots.
It.
Roy Shishi, though, he's still hunting around. He's still alive. He's still, like you said, though, he needs to earn more. He needs to earn four kills, first place, in order for him to pass out if Akame and Pace go through. But this is a wild haymaker play here between the two. As Akame gets himself here at 28.4, he's getting his ranking points up, as well as just keeping the multipliers for those 2 eliminations. He just needs to keep it up past 29 or past 12th place with that 29 points. He only needs 0.7 points to beat out. You know, it's funny. It's strange that it happened twice today. 0.7 point difference coming out for the players, and of course, you know, Akame wants to try to beat that out. Pace, though, he's also right behind him. So one of these two are just going to hold out before after Roman Yang. And just keep their positions tight. Tight.
Definitely will be tight, though, within that space, though. And he has to be careful just a little bit longer. Right, Shishi still down there. The solo Arkaji in the lobby. The surprise pick. See if that advantage is really going to be helpful for him, though, as they're on the outskirts of the no ults on here. But who's going to be inside of this realm of Yang here? Let's see who's going to get in. It's definitely going to be Roy Shishi, who has the opportunity. Same with J-Team's PST. This is huge for the both of them in reality. This right here is going to be a massive deciding factor for one of these players here. Both of them basically with the same score. One of them is 0.4 difference maker into taking over the top slot here, even with the amount of kills that Rishishi doesn't have. It's just as close. Now, obviously, with that, let's see how the opportunity and the advantage comes through, as well as he also starts to pull in both of the staff and the pistol coming through here. And obviously, so does the dual halberds here. Let's see if they're going to be able to push in towards that and get that same advantage. It looks like Roy Shishi is going to decide to back off, waits for the scare rush here, waiting for them, expecting for them to hit. Oh, ends up getting a crop at the ankle breaker of the Broom. Has to be careful, though, towards that. Pops open the Tarka. They're both going to be able to come through as he ends up getting hit by the fully ult of the Mylon, but it's not going to be enough as Roy Shishi ends up getting eliminated. PST gets an elimination, and this is huge for him. That's huge.
Yeah. He actually passes XXY because of that elimination. As long as he holds into top 6 there, I think actually Pace, Roy Shishi now has to, you know, acclimate a way of how to fight this, you know, Akos when the time comes, because he knows where he's at in terms of position. But Arano gets an elimination off into the Roman Yang. Bowda's Exon is in the guise of Pace, and Pace actually picks up the White Tiger's prowess buff. So while he's running this, we're gonna see him just rocking around. And the conversion from his weapon selection from being now from his gold spear and staying as a spear puts him through. And actually, even though they're tied score, it looks like Pace actually does completely pass out XXY. So this is where it gets interesting. Now Akame is in the boat. Like, if I get a kill, I'm passing you. You know, and I'm going to be keeping my spot into the top 12. So this is the end game. And of course, Roy Shishi still has to find an opportunity here to be that the instigator if he can try to force that fight out. But Dabi, I'm really hoping to see whether or not Roy Shishi can get out of the Fang's guys, because he's the one who's hunting him right now.
Well, absolutely. Look at this amount of contention, though, within this fight as well. It looks like Fang is going to decide to back off this. Doesn't necessarily want to force it. As it looks like JJX is definitely, you are right. He is going to be in contention here. So he is in qualifying. But can Akame keep that same energy? That's going to be the real tick here. And the real question here is Roy Shishi is just falling down further and further behind here. He's going to have to be careful. He has 1 life left. He doesn't have to he doesn't want to risk anything if he doesn't have to. This is where it gets a little hasty. Now with that action, ooh, trying not to get caught in another space as well here. It looks like he's just going to time himself out a little bit. Backs out that. PST back at it. Fang dangerously low, trying to get out of harm's way here. Oh my gosh. PST catches an elimination. That's his 4th. That's a 30.1. PST is slowly walking himself away and getting himself on the totem and getting away from the bottom feet within this lineup. All he has to do is, if he hits even the 34, it'd be actually impressive as well here towards this, as Roy Shishi ends up getting carried towards that. He ends up getting juggled and he ends up getting sniped with a bow. Dangerously low. It's not good. Arano needs this elimination here. As if Roy Shishi ends up popping out of this. And he says, chug, chug. And he ends up dipping out. Chug, chug, chug. Definitely does not want to get caught in that, obviously. Realizes some of them are going to be nearby here. Surprised he doesn't continue to heal more and more here. Knowing where everyone's at here. Almost has a few seconds left towards his name. Oh, no, it's not looking good for Shishi here. Shishi just trying to see if he can rotate this out as best as possible here. Oh, he ends up getting caught on the inside with T225. Both of them waiting it out. He was waiting for the parry, but it's not going to be enough as PST catches his 5th elimination. 31.2. PST is making a home run away from Akame, as Akame still has 2 eliminations. He hasn't gotten anything to get ahead of this pack.
You know what's crazy? That's 2 stacks into his White Tiger's prowess buff, so he's going to pick up some extra mitigation between range and melee for getting those kills as the WTP buff was active. Now that it's gone, he still has his chance of just making sure and keeping his placement. But the fact that he picks up so many eliminations that's now walking away, like you said, Akame is now looking at the distance and he's like, I got to close gap that real quick. And for Akame, he still has blue armor, and he needs to be able to try to find a good just a good chance of finding a body remains. Finding a mitigation factor right now is key component, because if he tries to grab eliminations, the third party can come through, snack him through, and then he's down for the count. But he needs to be able to survive the opportunity if a third party wants to try to attempt said, prowling, sense of the word, to try to avoid the opportunity for them to confirm anything at all. T25 has that gold fan, and he's playing the Shayol, so the damage coming out from the fan there is enough. If he gets caught into one uppercut where he may not have a combo breaker available, it could be over for him. Now, Paste, Spear, still in the play. Man, showcasing the slow and steady weapon can win the race with the R&B present slam from that Spear blue focus. But at the end of the day, it's also to the point where he can extend it with the uppercut into 2 uppercuts. But he does also have a gold staff on standby. And not only that, he's got a gold Hong sword. So if he needs to switch out here, he's good. He has the heart stopper kick. So that could also implement why he's keeping the Spear this whole time, because you can just go in and silence somebody, or even to the extent of escaping from a fight and having the forceful pressure of seeing the Jade. I think other players could have a little bit of a scare if they try to get caught out there, especially for chasing him out and challenging him, and then all of a sudden they'll just have no chance of being able to come back into that fight. If and thens and buts.
If ands or buts about it, though. Meanwhile, inside of the Bane's Breath here, inside of Celestra, definitely trying to get on the outskirts of that one here, as they're both just taking their time here. Circle about to close in here. We got a minute left on the clock, 60 seconds. Action with the gold shield. Definitely going to be a helpful advantage with him, plus the dagger. I mean, look at the movement coming through.
Shing, 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 shing. Because it's that's the worst fear,
Background commentary provided by us here at Naraka Bladepoint. It's the you love to see it.
This number is no longer in service. Type commentary coming through.
For commentary, type 1. For me, for 2. Type sir.
For hot, press 3.
Ooh. We ain't gonna get no calls. Everybody gonna pick number 3.
For the meal of the lifetime, check it through. Pastes.
PST wants this. He wants to stay in this. He wants to make sure that he gets his first final. At least has a chance. At least gets a chance to experience it as well. Especially for Team J team, for real. Akame, way ahead of this, way on the outskirts. Really, all eyes is on Akame right now. This is really it for him. But Akame has the opportunity. Now's the time to strike. He has to play his cards right. He's got to get a few eliminations. He's got to hope that PST gets out early, and for him to keep those placements high. So it'd be interesting to see if Akame does get a few eliminations and then ends up actually winning the game. That takes him over, because you know once you get that dub, it's 4 points. That's 4 extra points on top of whatever eliminations you got during that game and placements. It's huge. So with that comes, all right, now PST and Akame are really the two main people that we're fighting it out with. Shazang, Shaw, Action, TT25, Arano already qualified. They're good. We ain't got to worry about them right now. We got to worry about them. Including Frostivus and XCG, realistically. XCG technically has qualified unless PST goes crazy and ends up actually taking over for him, and Akame stays alive, ends up winning, and then they both end up qualifying and kicking JJH and XCG out. But that's like very low probability. I'm gonna be honest. That's a very low probability right now.
If they knock him out, that'll be crazy. But I'm really it's kind of a nuts predicament right now, because all these players are sticking to the outskirts, but then all of a sudden, bam, Moonbane, we're back in it. Valiant Challenger buff is crucial here, and Nexon actually finds the time to tuna here in the midst of chaos. Yeah, he's playing through the fate of it, and while Paste has his has his Heartstopper going through, Akame is in a weird spot between two targets. He's playing the game of he's like a Mexican standoff. He's just like, all right, who's gonna be pushing me first, and then Pace is like, no, who's gonna be pushing me? With every single one of these pressure points that the blue focuses, it's just to be able to knock out not only to the bow shots or range shots in general, but also to anyone who's like, I just want to just poke this out. And it's also a flex. So I got this. Jay. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? You got what, dual circles? What are you gonna do with that?
Nice little space here. I mean, even with that too, that advantage can be very good depending on how well you're able to hold it. Especially on this bottom section right here, where the rocks are, and just this kind of like real space here where if you're really not paying attention, you can either get just straight sniped by a bow, a musket could possibly rock your heels, or you could be able to catch somebody else slipping, while they're so focused on maybe somebody else as well. But it'll be interesting to see where though. But they definitely don't want to get too caught up in the center, if that makes sense, like where PST is currently. And it's really those outskirts is really like where you can just have that space. You don't really have to worry about too much of like who's behind you per se.
Yeah, because a tree is only a tree. It's like a stick figure in the midst of chaos when people just start ramming you with ranged weapons. But we're gonna see Exton actually push out Arano here.
Pause.
Make a pause.
Pause. Sorry.
Pause 7.2. Arano has himself 4 eliminations. And it's keeping his heels going as no one decided to really rush him down. But that's only because his ultimate might be the main factor. He's pushing out GG Shaw though in a position, and then Pace is keeping close to this creek. Yeah, and like you said, like him being in open, not best case. Those rocks though, they'll protect him from shield from range shots. So you're gonna see a Razor Swift actually coming out from Exton against TT25. TT25.
Oh no, here we go. This is how it starts. Exactly. It comes with first Tesla stun. Obviously, he's gonna get stunned by that. Oh, nice shots by it. Obviously, trying to see if he can keep it together here, but it looks like the range shots. Akame is gonna try to see if maybe he can get a free one. But TT25 comes from behind and actually rocks him and completely throws him off his game for his chance of getting a free elimination. Akame ends up getting it as a TT25. Ends up getting eliminated out of that, which is unfortunate. But Jasing ends up actually taking that elimination away here. Meanwhile, PST way at the bottom down towards it. Action. Maybe trying to see if they can go towards the movement. A lot of daggers, it sounds like. At least to me, it sounds like there's a lot of daggers in this room. That could be, is the dagger in this room? Maybe. It'd be interesting to see where that comes from, though. That bow shot was absolutely lethal. That could have been the free elimination for Akame and what they needed here. But now their operation and their potential to getting qualified is slowly slipping away from him. As Akame is going to have to try to see if maybe they can make some moves here and just play smart with the amount of timing that they have here as they go for the repair with the bow here. Going to take their time, trying to see if they can rotate this in circle 6. Slowly going to inch closer and closer away to everyone's demise here as it goes for the first strike here. GG Shaw is going to get absolutely exploded on by the Tiger as well. The Akos trying to see if maybe they can maneuver it as well here. Akame just trying not to force himself into certain fights here, giving himself the opportunity with those bow shots. All he has to do is hit something decent. Oh, and the parry comes through. This is not good for him as he does end up going through with the freeze here, but it doesn't end up taking over with the shield here. definitely does not want to get caught up here, as he does end up forcing the ulti to pop out. And he's outside of the circle here. He does have to play this very carefully. He doesn't want to waste what he has. And it looks like he might be wasting his ulti so far here. He might not get a chance to be able to freeze anybody into this game.
Pain.
Curious why would he might be doing a potential refresh here, which is completely fair, but he might have popped it a little bit too early. That actually might be the worst call for him to make here in this section. But let's see what happens here. I could be wrong here. He does have 60%, so there is that opportunity for him to be able to do that potentially, as he does get hit, and he ends up going through with the freeze. That Arctic Wraith ready for the opportunity for him to strike here. Shazing trying not to get caught up. Both of them getting ricocheted off of it. No shield at all towards his name here. Waiting for the shield as Shaw, trying to see if he can hold strong. Same with Action. Waiting for that opportunity. Goes for the strike. Trying to see if he can push towards Action, but ends up getting blocked. PST trying to hold on strong. And obviously goes to the slam right in front. Akame trying not to fight this with Arano. Arano has a full small little island to himself here. All he has to do is have some coconuts and mangoes. And he's able to do exactly what he needs to here inside of this fight. Akame trying to hold strong here, does get hit by the long sword spear, and he ends up not trying to get caught up. It's like whack-a-mole on each side. Definitely does not want to get whacked in the section here, because he goes one side, he might get whacked. Go to the left side, you might get whacked. Akame has to play this smart, and he has to play this tediously. As PST tries to see if he can get a nice hit off the outskirts here, Arano almost falls towards off the outside, and here comes PST trying to see if maybe he can follow this out and just get further and further away, as Tessa ends up catching 2 stuns on the outskirts here. Arano, Shazing, both of them fighting it out. They're both going to get stunned outside of the circle here. This is not good, but this could be free reign for somebody here. As Akame trying to see if he can hold strong towards the end of the circle here. Looks like there might have been a takedown. Akame just waiting it out, just playing this smart and playing consistent. Here comes the Arctic Wraith. The timing could be better. Goes for the stun. Is able to at least stun at least 2 to 3. Does he catch 2? He might be able to catch it as well as the stun as well. PST does catch 1. He waits for the timing. PST catches 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, H-Shed shuts it down. PST holds strong and he catches a dub, and he qualifies for the bi-weekly final.